To repeat as Super Bowl champions is a pretty daunting feat. The Eagles have decided they need to improve to make that happen. We're going to talk a little bit about the prospects looking forward for a team favored to win their division, now firmly the underdog to actually come out of that race. George and Eric here with you, brought to you, of course, by mybookie.ag. All right, let's start with this. Where does everything sit in the NFC East at the moment?
Yeah, so surprisingly, Washington is the favorite to win the NFC East, and not just a plurality of the simulations we've done, the majority of the simulations we've done at 60%. Right now, the Eagles are at 31%, and then Dallas 9% of the time will win the NFC East. So a decided edge for Washington moving forward, probably the reason Philadelphia decided to act here with the Golden Tate trade.
So before we give you some insight on what might happen going forward, you want to make sure that you log in to mybookie.ag so you can take advantage of all of the information you get here. Even if it's a random Wednesday night and there's no football on, mybookie.ag has got you covered. They've got every bet type for every sport you could possibly imagine. They make it easy to cash out, and they've got great customer service. If you use promo code PFF, you can get a dollar-for-dollar match on your first deposit. It's pretty simple. PFF plus mybookie.ag. You play, you win, you get paid. All right, so they trade for Golden Tate. Golden Tate, slot receiver extraordinaire. No one has forced more missed tackles at the receiver position after the catch than Golden Tate. And what's interesting about the Eagles is they relied heavily on the slot last year. So Carson Wentz had the best pass rating when targeting the slot last season at 132. This year, thanks to Nelson Agholor disappearing and other issues with the tight end position, that's down to 81. So is this a move that potentially pushes them over the top?
Yeah, I think so. We wrote about this in the offseason. Throwing the ball to the slot can be one of the most efficient things an offense does. Covering the slot, one of the toughest things a defense has to do. And so, you know, if you look at this, obviously we're a little bit lower on the Eagles because they have the fourth toughest schedule moving forward. Washington kind of in the middle of the pack. But Philadelphia does get to play Washington. They do control much of their own destiny. And I think if they can do that, they can throw to the slot more, be as efficient there as they were a season ago. I think that they can overtake Washington even now that they're underdogs.
Yeah, I think you could make the case that that was one of the big differences, right?
Yep.
Carson Wentz, so-so rookie year, has this explosion onto the scene with Doug Peterson in his second year. And look, a lot of that is all of a sudden Nelson Agholor was really, really good out of the slot. So adding Golden Tate, you get Washington twice more. So the opportunity to bring a really potent offense to face an offense where Alex Smith hasn't been doing that great. A lot of what they've gotten going has been defensively. Yep. And in 2018, it's not about the defense. It is about the offense. So this move to bolster the offense, I think, makes a lot of sense. And especially when you look at the price tag that they paid, look at all the trades. It was basically receivers, you know, during the trade deadline. This is the only one where I go, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, and you know, Alex Smith, you mentioned him. He's a guy who limits turnover-worthy plays. He also limits big-time throws. Whereas, you know, Carson Wentz, you know, even though, you know, he missed the first two games, he's one of 5 quarterbacks in the NFL this year who has fewer than 10% of their dropbacks being negatively graded by us. So he's been extremely solid, and it's been obscured by the fact that the Eagles haven't won some games. They've lost some close ones here, but I do think that he is the main ingredient moving forward for the Eagles, and I do think that he gives them a great chance here.
Yeah, another one hidden gem for Golden Tate. The guy is a screen magician, and that's a thing that, you know, I think Doug Peterson has the wherewithal to integrate him into the offense. So we like the Eagles prospects going forward. Remember, head to mybookie.ag to profit off of all the information you get here. And in the meantime, check us out at profootballfocus.com.